Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and I know I said that I probably wasn't going to get this video out until after Season 9 of Who, When, and Why had finished up, considering that I only had one more episode left to go. However, after looking over the plans of that episode again, I realized that that's probably going to take a little longer to finish up than I initially anticipated, so I figured that we might as well forge ahead with the Q&A. I want to thank you all again so much for 800 subscribers, because it really is unreal, and it's the best feeling in the world. I cannot believe we've actually hit this milestone, so really, thank you all so much once again. Like how we've normally done these Q&As before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each person's questions, get one person out of the way, and then move on to the next person's questions. And I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and today I'm going to try to go really fast. So, let's just get right into it. For 800 subscribers, for nearly 200,000 overall video views, and for almost 5 years on YouTube, here it is, the Rappter QnA number 8. I hope you guys enjoy. Deepak Batish, I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, asks, how old are you? At the time of this recording, I am currently 17 years old, however, I will be 18 years old as of March 13th. I really hope this video comes out before that day. What's your real name? My real full name is Garrett Ronald Benjamin Allardyce, however, I rarely ever use that name or even part of that name when it comes to this channel. What social media do you have? Other than YouTube, the only social media platforms that I ever use are Snapchat and Instagram. My Snapchat username is The Raptor, just one word, The Raptor, all lowercase, and my Instagram is _Raptor, again, all lowercase. However, these accounts are more personal and they don't really have anything to do with my YouTube channel. However, if you are interested in checking them out, then yeah, go right ahead, I really appreciate that. BCasted147 asks, has there ever been a death battle result that you disagreed with? I do definitely disagree with some aspects of Goku vs. Superman and Goku vs. Superman 2. I definitely don't think they should have given Superman infinite power, because even though he has limitless potential, that doesn't mean that he has infinite power at any given time. And I really think it depends on how much solar energy Superman has at the time and how much Goku's grown in power, so I kind of agree and disagree with that fight. In terms of a fight that I flat out disagree with, some of you may disagree on my disagreement, but I definitely think that Rogue vs. Wonder Woman is wrong. After learning about how powerful Wonder Woman is, I just don't think Rogue would be able to steal her powers before Wonder Woman basically obliterates her. But that's just me. What grade are you in? Right now I am in grade 12, and that means that in just a few months I will be completely finished with high school, which I am a little happy and sad about if I'm being honest. Do you watch anime, and if so, what anime do you watch and would recommend? The only anime that I've really ever watched are Naruto and Ruby, and even then I haven't finished either one of them. I would definitely recommend Naruto. I do think it's a fun show. However, if you want to complete all of it, you are making a pretty big commitment for yourself, so just keep that in mind. And for Ruby, I've only watched the first 3 seasons, and I did enjoy them. However, I have heard that the seasons following the 3rd season have not been as good as the first 3 seasons, so I can't really say anything more than that. Monster E17 asks, can you do a video on how you edit your videos? That's actually not a bad idea. There are some videos that definitely hold a higher priority right now, as per usual, but if I ever found that I had some extra time, then yeah, I'd definitely be down for doing something like that. Corin O'Keefe asks, who do you think would win in a fight between Mermaid Man, Aquaman, Namor, and Triton from The Little Mermaid? I'm gonna be real with you right now, I don't remember that much about Triton or Mermaid Man. I'm not really sure how much the cartoon physics really play into their abilities. However, I'm just going to assume that neither of them are as powerful as Aquaman or Namor. That might be completely wrong, but that's just my assumption I'm gonna make. And in terms of Aquaman versus Namor, Death Battle actually already made this video, and they did say that Aquaman would win, and the analysis does make sense to me, so I would probably say that Aquaman would win that battle royale. Who do you think would win in a race between Kid Flash Wally West, Dash, Roadrunner, and Sonic without Supersonic? For me, this race is really between Kid Flash Wally West and Sonic the Hedgehog, and I honestly have to give it to Kid Flash on this one. You can argue whether or not Sonic is faster than the speed of light, even if you're looking at game Sonic, but if you're looking at just Sonic and not Supersonic, I find it really hard to believe that he's able to go faster than Wally West, even if we're looking at him in his Kid Flash state. So I'd probably say that Wally West is a winner of that race. Are you a fan of martial arts? I don't typically watch MMA or boxing or wrestling or really anything like that, and I haven't done any martial arts myself, so I'd probably say that no, I'm not a fan of martial arts, but I definitely don't hate them, obviously. Jake B asks, what death battle fight do you think had the best animation so far? I definitely think that Dante vs. Bayonetta had the best fight animation. Not only was it 3D, but there was also so much craziness going on all at once, and it was a pretty long fight if you ask me, and I think that just really added to the scope of how powerful these characters are. So I think that even though I don't know Dante or Bayonetta that well, in terms of just pure animation, it was definitely the best death battle. How many subs do you think you'll have a year from now? Well, at the time of this recording, the channel has about 820 subscribers, so about a year from now, maybe we'd be able to hit 1,000 subscribers. That'd be freaking awesome. However, that's more or less under the assumption that we're going to increase at the same rate that we've been going at for the past little while, so who knows. What's your favorite song? Honestly, anything Michael Jackson, specifically songs like Bad, Billie Jean, and Thriller. Those are some of my most favorite songs of all time. Omega Jack Red 666 asks, what are some of your favorite game consoles? Really, the only game consoles that I've ever owned are the Nintendo Wii, the PS3, and the Nintendo Switch, and I've loved every single one of them. However, the Nintendo Switch holds a special place in my heart because it allowed me to own a Super Smash Bros. Game after so long because I never owned a Wii U, so I have to say the Nintendo Switch is my favorite game console for that reason alone. Simon O'Brien asks, are you a fan of Akame ga Kill, and if not, do you plan to watch it? No, I have not watched Akame ga Kill, and I don't really have a plan to watch it. However, I have heard some good things about it, so who knows, maybe I'll give it a try one day. Have you seen any of my Who Would Win series videos? Yes, I have, and I do think that they are very well done. One of my favorites is definitely Gandalf vs. Dumbledore, just because of how much emphasis you put on how much of a landslide that fight was, so I thought that was pretty funny. But yes, I have definitely checked out some of those videos, and they are really well done. Are you a fan of tennis? In terms of playing tennis, no. In terms of watching tennis, no. In terms of Wii Sports tennis, absolutely. King Riolu the Immortal asks, do you have a limit on how many times you can make a character return on Who Would Win and Why? No, I do not. However, I may be more likely to dismiss some suggestions with characters whose use on the show has become extremely over-successive. So it's kind of like a no-but kind of thing. Favorite Who Would Win and Why episode you've made? Hands down, it has to be Batman vs. Black Panther. This video came out during season 8 of Who Would Win and Why, which I feel is the best season ever made of the show. It was also, I feel, really well done in terms of the research and analysis portion, and when Death Battle made this video, they gave basically the exact same reasons that I gave, which felt really awesome. So I definitely say that Batman vs. Black Panther is my favorite Who Would Win and Why episode so far. What were some of the stuff you got wrong in Ben 10 vs. Beast Boy? It might not have been that I got a lot of the information wrong per se, but more so how I looked at the information and my interpretation and weighting of the information. Like, for example, I might have put more weight on one aspect of the fight where I should have been putting more weight on a different aspect, and that may or may not have changed the outcome of the fight, or at least a big portion of the video. Now, statistically, it makes sense that I probably got some information wrong, as with most of the videos that I did back then, and maybe some of the videos I do right now, but I do think that in terms at least of the interpretation, I definitely could have made that video a lot better, especially if I made it today. Tristan Waits asks, who would win, Carnage versus Freddy Krueger? I still don't know that much about Freddy Krueger, so it's really hard for me to say. However, if you really want an answer from me, I would probably say Carnage. However, that might just be the bias talking. What did you think of the Venom movie? Personally, I really didn't like it all too much. There were some parts of the movie where it was funny, and then there were parts of the movie where it was unintentionally funny. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that some people like it, and that makes sense to me, and there are some really enjoyable parts of the movie. It's not a terrible movie. However, I would definitely say that it is more of a mess of a movie than a lot of the other movies in the same genre, if that makes any sense. So I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. I thought it was okay. Are you excited for Spider-Man Far From Home? Oh my gosh, yes, I am so excited to see Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm really looking forward to seeing Jake Gyllenhaal in the role of Mysterio, and even if this movie is only almost as good as Spider-Man Homecoming, I think we're all in for a real treat. Basil Said asks, are you an alien? Aren't we all aliens, though? Think about it. JJ Slider asks, who is your favorite comic book character that doesn't come from DC or Marvel? I would probably have to say Hellboy. I just think he's a complete badass character in the comics, and I personally really enjoyed his 2 movies. And I really want the new movie to be good, but I don't know if it will be, so fingers crossed. Have you ever done the Ice Bucket Challenge? No, I have not done the Ice Bucket Challenge. It's not something I'd be against doing. I actually think it looks pretty fun, but I just have never done it before. Do you respect Sans Undertale? Yes. Yes, I do. Cody Lane asks, what do you usually like on your pizza? My ideal pizza would probably have pepperoni, extra cheese, and bacon crumble on it. However, usually when I get pizza, I usually just get pepperoni pizza. If you won the lottery, what would you do with the cash prize? Honestly, I'd probably just travel a lot. If I didn't have anywhere to be and if I had the money, I would just go to as many different places as I could and just see the world. There are so many places that I haven't been to yet and so many places I want to go to, so if I just had that much money, I would travel as much as I can. Now, I'm sure that there are a lot of things that I probably buy with the money too, a lot of expensive things, but the first thing that comes to my mind is just travel as much as possible. What do you think of a possible animated crossover movie between Marvel and DC? I think that that movie would be a very hard job to do, but if they could actually make that movie, I'd be so stoked to see it. That's definitely something that piques my interest, and I think that a lot of other people would be interested in seeing something like that too. So yes, I'd definitely be on board with that. Little Bit Dramatic asks, will you ever do a collab with Alex Jones? Honestly, I don't really have any intentions to do any collabs with anyone except for SpiderSonic01 with our Smash Brothers videos, but I mean, yeah, who knows? Anything's really possible, I guess. Fiction Rumble asks, are you ever gonna do a special edition of your Who, When, and Why series, such as wrestling, boxing, etc.? Assuming you're just referring to like an individual episode of Who, When, and Why, if you mean like using real boxers or real wrestlers that exist in real life, I don't think I know enough about those real people, so probably not. But if you're talking about something like Balrog vs. TJ Combo, where it's like two fictional characters that just happen to be both invested in boxing or whatever, then yeah, I would definitely do something like that as long as I knew enough about the characters. Without the Who, When, and Why series, where would you be right now? Honestly, I don't think I'd still be doing YouTube if I never started Who, When, and Why. Who, When, and Why is what's given me the vast majority of my subscribers, and it's the reason why I keep coming back to do these videos. Sure, I did manage to get nearly 100 subscribers before I started Who, When, and Why, but that took almost 2 years to do. Actually, no, it took over 2 years to do. So that took a really long time, and Who, When, and Why definitely sped up that process by quite a bit. So yeah, without Who, When, and Why, I don't really think I'd have much motivation to do these YouTube videos. So yeah, I think YouTube, I wouldn't be doing it anymore. I think it's just as simple as that. Is the Versus community hard for you? If you mean whether or not it's hard to take part of the Versus community, I definitely don't do as many Versus debate collabs as other Versus debaters, and I don't always make my presence known, so I don't do too much actual debating in the comments, unless it's like my own comment section. But, I mean, it's still something I love to do, and while it might be hard to research characters and stuff like that, it's still something I take great pride in. However, if you mean something more along the lines of, is it hard to debate with people, there is a part of the Versus community that is definitely more toxic than some other parts of the Versus community. But overall, it's still something that I love to do, and I still wouldn't be doing YouTube without it, so it's definitely worth it. Lucas Green asks, how would you rank the Teen Titans show seasons from best to worst? At the top, I'd probably put season 2 because it feels more like the heart and soul of the show than any other season, if that makes any sense. Then I'd probably put season 4 because of the whole overarching story that I really like, and it has my favorite episode in there of the entire show, which is the End trilogy. Then I'd probably put season 3 because it has some really solid episodes in there. Then probably season 1 and then season 5. I really don't like that series finale, and honestly, it kind of ruins the whole season for me, just because I just don't like the build-up to that one random episode. But that's probably how I'd rank the seasons, at least me personally. How would you rank the 6 Superman movies? Well, if I'm being honest, I personally have never seen Superman 3 or 4, however, I have heard that they're both terrible, so I'd probably put them tied for last place. In terms of 4th place, it's between Man of Steel and Superman Returns, because I don't really love either of them for very different reasons, but I'd probably put Superman Returns as number 4, and then Man of Steel as number 3. For number 2, I'd put Superman, and for number 1, I'd put Superman 2. However, I want to make it very clear that those top 2 Superman movies, Superman 2 and 1, I definitely think that they are on a completely separate level from the other 4 Superman movies. They're just absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Which lightsaber color do you think is right for you in correspondence to the pathway that they are tied to? There are a lot of different lightsaber colors with their own different pathways and mindsets that they're tied to. However, I would probably say that the black lightsaber is best for me, because if I'm understanding correctly, the black lightsaber is more about choosing your own path, and it's not really about joining with a group or serving a master or anything like that. And I say this, I would want the black lightsaber, because I don't really agree with the Jedi ways, at least not all of them, but I don't agree with all of the Sith ways either, and I think it's kind of unhealthy to try to devote yourself to one or the other. So I want to choose a black lightsaber so I can do my own thing, choose my own path, and be as unique as possible, and basically just follow my own rules. So I'd probably say that the black lightsaber would be right for me. And that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I answered all of your questions alright. If you have any other questions or you want more clarification, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer those questions as best I can in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a huge like. I always appreciate the likes. Comment down what you thought of it, what you thought of the video, what you thought of the questions, or anything you want to comment down really at all. And if you could subscribe to my channel, guys, that'd be so great. That would really help my channel out. But honestly, your view is plenty of contributions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really really do appreciate it. And once again, thank you all so much for 800 subscribers, because it is such a big milestone to me, and I hope it's such a big milestone to you guys too, because we all did this together, and I'm really happy that we're able to make it here, and that we're still growing, you know, we're still going strong. So once again, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for 800 subscribers, and that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.